Hey guys, what's up? Misha here, and I'm doing a real quick video because I've been getting a lot of questions about my JST Toneforge plugin and how it sounds. Apparently there are no demos of how it sounds, so I can imagine some of you guys want to actually hear it in action. So let's just jump right in. I figure I'll just run through some of the presets that I made, and keep in mind you only get these presets if you pre-order, so you might as well pre-order. It's cheaper to pre-order than it is to buy it after, and if you buy it after the pre-order period you will not get these presets, but let's open it up anyways. So here we go. This is where we start, and unsurprisingly, just with default settings it sounds great. I'm gonna get rid of the excess noise there with the gate. Now you might notice that I'm letting the input clip a little bit. I've noticed that this is what happens when you go into anything. Hot pickups will tend to clip. It's part of what makes it sound good. You can always reduce it on the interface if you want to preserve it, since it is capturing DIs, and then you could sort of crank it later. But just for the purposes of this feeling good and accurate, and this is the way that it would hit an Axe-FX or an amp or whatever, I'm letting it clip a little bit on the input, and that makes it feel correct. Well, let's explore some of these presets now, because yeah, that's a good starting point, but it does get better. Let's take a look at tight rhythm. There we go. Sounds great, right? And it's super tight. Part of the reason that this sounds so aggressive is because I have the precision drive on this. That's right, it's modeled in the plugin. So let's listen without it, right? There's so much gain on this patch. It's actually taming it a little bit. Which is an interesting way of using it. You can actually use it to tame the tone, and it's tightening it up, actually giving you the impression of less gain, but you get that, for lack of a better word, genty sound. If you want something that's more traditional, I made this patch called Saturated and Gainy Rhythm. This is very purry. Anyways, I think that sounds pretty fantastic there. But we don't just have rhythm tones here. Why don't we look at some cleans? Got a nice compressed clean here. That's just on the bridge pickup on the guitar. Go to split coil, which is what I like on my guitar. This is my signature guitar with bare knuckle Ragnaroks. I've got this to be the Petrucci setting, if you will. It's a split inner coils. Gives you that sparkling. That just with cleans is just one of my favorite things in the world. Let's see. No, we're not using that. Sometimes I will put the... and we're using the matched cab. There are other cabs here, but the matched cab is just the best sounding one for me. Again, you have a whole bunch of options here. You can load your own IR if you want, if you have one that you really like. That'll sound great with it. And we can go to the effects section because I have delay and reverb on this patch. So just a little bit of delay. It's post delay. You can make it pre-delay if you want. Which on a clean you won't hear too much difference. You'll hear that more on crunchier tones because it'll give you that post-rocky effect. You can run in mono stereo. I'm doing in mono, but we can make it stereo. You can hear what it does to the repeats there. And then the reverb, which I've set very conservatively right now, but you know, we can go into full-on washy ambient. Alright, and I actually have a patch. Why don't we look at that patch next? Dreamy Atmosphere. This is for your, you can use this with swells. Or you can use it with single notes. That's very loud. We've got a channel volume here. You get the idea. Let's see what we got. Oh, Crunchy Lead's a fun one. So here we're getting a little bit of noise because I'm on the split coil setting, but I like this for this one. Bring that channel volume up a little bit. And we haven't even messed with any of the EQ stuff yet, the harmonics. I actually have these instructional videos. I'll show you how I go about dialing the amp. Again, you get that stuff if you pre-order. Let's take a look at what else. We got Warm Clean. What is that? It's just kind of a nice, warm, generic clean. You can use it for most stuff. You get the idea there. Let's see what else. Post-rock lead, that's a fun one. This is that kind of effect where I was talking about you running the delay pre instead of post. And it'll be basically like you have the delay in front of the amp and you get this effect where the repeats are distorted. You get that sort of effect. You can mix it with, you know, dreamier reverb to get a very ambient kind of thing. And again, one of the handy things is that I've actually got this synced to the DAW right now, so it's just quarter notes, and I'm at 120 in the DAW, and it just will adjust to that, which is great. So if you have tempo changes or whatever, it'll adjust with that, which is kind of nice. So that's a basic overview of the patches. Let's see what heavy gated rhythm is. Just more heavy stuff. When you need that ultra, like almost edited sounding tight guitars. It's just really running the gate very high, running it full on the precision drive. and then running it very high here. Again, you'll have to adjust a little bit on depending on your guitar, the pickups, and whatever. But you literally adjust the knob and a little less. You know, that's the idea there. And just because this is a quick overview, I'm gonna end this kind of soon. But there is one last thing I wanted to kind of mention here, which is I don't know if everybody knows this, but you essentially get 36 channels with this, which may not be very apparent, but here's how it works. You got this 360-degree gain knob, but each one of these things is basically its own voicing. It's its own tone stack. And you see this one down here? When you go around, it becomes a 2, and eventually a 3 and a 4, giving you 12 different tones. And they all sound pretty different. And they all have a full gain range. So you'll be able to find some voicing of a lead sound. It's the same thing for the crunch. You know, and the same thing for the clean. So you get 12 per channel. And, you know, and that's got the precision drive on it. So it's going to be a little bit rough right now. I have to dial this in for the clean, but you get the idea. So that's you know, we wanted to make this as versatile as possible, but keep everything kind of we didn't want it to be too intimidating for you guys. So hopefully that's been a good overview of the sounds that you can get. Actually, one last thing I'm going to show you before we end this is, I'm sure some of you guys are going to want to know how it sounds in a mix. So I did a little thing here. So hopefully you can get a bit of a context of how you'll use that. And as you can see, what do I have? Yeah, I just have a very simple EQ here, just subtracting some of the frequencies that'll help it fit a little bit in the mix. High pass filter there, and I'm using the multi-band trick, which for some of you this may be a bit advanced, but it's basically compressing out the palm mutes so that they don't take up too much space, because there's more low mids and palm mutes. But that's basically all that's on the guitars. So not a whole lot. Basically what I would put on any good source tone. Anyways, I hope that this has been educational. I hope that you get a good sense of what this plugin can do and why I'm so genuinely excited about this. Thanks so much for watching, guys.